Good afternoon, residents of Alsis River. This is Inspired Alsis Radio, making Alsis Liquor again. And as promised, Dr. Swanson has joined us in studio. And what a lovely lady, what a lovely aura she projects off. And I'm so grateful to have you in studio. So today, as I said, we will be speaking about ambition and all the other elements pertaining to ambition and what we see in the community. Because at Inspire Alsis Radio, it's all about inspiring those that are listening to us. And so, Dr. Swanson, can you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, listeners. Yeah, I am Melanie Swanson. From Elsis River, I was born in Sharneille Road.
Where's that?
That's right in the beginning of Elsis, one of the first roads from the station, Elsis River Station. Right there where the fisheries is. So yeah, so I was born in Sharneille Road. And I think at that times when I was still a child, the midwives used to deliver the babies. So yeah, it's like I always say to people, in plain and simple term, ek was op 'n jaart gebore.
Okay, okay, nice. Baie voor my tyd, maar okay. So it's about ambition. Like as January man en baie van ons jong mense kry mos nou hulle results and some people are worrying about what they're going to do for the year and so I chose this topic on direction and ambition
Yeah.
in terms of wanting to create something for our youth out there because we are as South Africans we are struggling with youth unemployment.
Yes.
And what we see in the community is the fact that ek gaan dit nou plain Afrikaans sê, daar's baie wat op die strate is and has nothing to do like
Yeah.
even the dropout rate is like high.
Yeah.
So can you please like tell us about your journey as a child and how you grew up by making that decision and staying in school and continuing with your studies?
All right. So basically, I had like any other child in our communities had a rough upbringing.
Okay.
As I said, we were born in Elsis River in a yard. Then, of course, my parents we moved to Ravensmead, which was previously called Tiervlei. And then we came back. My parents got divorced. My mom is a product of gender-based violence. She literally ran away with us and our 4 children, and the father came to fetch us, and we went to Bloemfontein. So we ran away from my dad because she was afraid of him. He threatened her numerous times. So then in Bloemfontein a few years, my mom moved there, no job, no nothing. But obviously, I believe through the grace of God, we lived in a very small space. I know the bucket system. I know the shared toilet with the neighbors. The bucket system is the normal bucket system. There were no chains and fashionable, the current ways of doing things. We shared a tap with a whole street of people. We didn't have our own toilets. There was no electricity, nothing. Eventually, it was a 2-room, a mother with 4 children in 2 rooms. We slept, all of us, in 1 bedroom. So we had it. I had it all as a child, and then we moved back to Cape Town. And when I started my high school years at Elsis River High School, where Mr. Gilbert Thomas, late Mr. Gilbert Thomas, was the principal. And then the journey started there, again in a small little space, small 1 room. This time it was my mom with us in 1 room in Elsis River. And then we grew up. I know what it's like to go sleep without food.
Yes.
I know what it's like when on Christmas Day where your parents, there's nothing. My mom, I remember 1 year she bought for Christmas, we had nothing. She bought us a small packet of tastic rice. 2 or 3 little onions, small potatoes, and a tin pilchards.
Yes.
And that was our Christmas lunch. But you know what? As much as that was the case, I appreciated the fact that we could be together, and we didn't have much.
But you had each other.
Yeah, I always felt embarrassed to invite my friends to the house because all of them stayed in nice big houses. I stayed in little. We stayed in very little. And I told myself, one day I'm going to develop myself in such a way that I want to go and I would like to one day invite my friends to my house. So that was my motivation as well. in terms of my own development. And I remember one year at school, and what I'm getting to is I want to encourage the youth, don't stop dreaming.
Yes.
Because dreaming is part of starting. Dreaming is a step of faith already. Because you dream about something that you want to achieve.
Yes.
So I remember one year the teacher said that we must write like a few, I think 1 page of what do I want to be one day. And then I
Ons het
wrote,
almal daai vraag gekry.
almal kry dit van wat wil jy eendag word? And then I wrote, I want to be a nurse. And I even wrote that I want to study a degree in nursing, and why I would like to do that. Less did I realize that that was a step towards where I want to be at. And that was, I think, in standard 10, standard, I can't remember, but it was like really towards the end of close to the end of my school journey. Then eventually it happened that I applied at UWC to study nursing. And then I did my degree in nursing.
Okay.
And then after that, I worked at Tygerberg Hospital, my practicals. And then from there, I got married eventually. And from there, I did my master's degree in nursing at UWC. And then most recently, I obtained my doctorate in business administration and higher education management. So, was my parents rich? No. Did we have money for me to go study? No.
No.
We did not have. It was, firstly, it starts with a wall.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be at? Secondly, our youth are so fortunate to have technology at their doorstep.
Yes.
All they need to do is just go and grab the phone and just go search what opportunities
We
out
don't
there.
even need a library anymore.
No, you don't need it. It's all there for you. So my encouragement for our youth, when I got my doctorate,
Yeah.
I said to myself, you know what? And I want to also tell my fellow doctoral colleagues and people with degrees, if you're from Elsie's River, if you were born here, you grew up in Elsie's River, do not forget about Elsie's River.
Yes, please.
Bring back your resources, even if it's just an encouragement. I said to the school at Elsie's River High School, I said, look here, I am available to speak to our youth. I want to be an encouragement for them. We can see where our youth is heading. And if we're not going to come in and support, they're going to fall apart. And what is the future? Because our only future is the people that lives in Elsie's River. And if we're not going to intervene here, what is going to happen to the future of our youth? So my encouragement for our youth is, guys, money is no longer the problem. It's no longer the barrier. I know those days when we didn't have funding opportunities, we could say it's money. Now it's no longer money. Now it's about your will. So my encouragement for students is do everything, and for the parents also, do everything in your power to get your child to finish matric. Don't let them leave school because you need because you're struggling. Your child is only going to earn like a 2,000 rand or 1,500 rand a month. What can you do with that money? So I know by that moment it might feel like a lot, but rather push through. There's study, there's funding opportunities. For example, NSFAS. NSFAS is available for the poorest of the poor.
For everyone.
And all that the child must do is just work hard, make the best of your studies, because you will access NSFAS or any bursary if you at least work towards finishing your school career. For those that already dropped out and feel, I know what it feels like to you feel like a failure. Because I remember in 1986, that was 10 years after the 1976 riots. That was when I matriculated eventually. But a year before that, trouble started in our communities because people started to protest again when I was at Elsie's River High School. And I decided to leave school in standard 9, which is grade 11 now. And my mom, no, when I passed standard 8, and that's obviously I passed grade 11.
Yes.
I'm not counting. Anyway, but it was a year before I started matric.
Matric, yeah.
We
Grade
decided
11.
I'm going to leave school because my mom said, look, we're anyway going to waste our time. The students are protesting. Then I decided I'm going to leave school. I'm going to study online. I'm going to study via, what do they call it in the past? It's what I can studeer online, for example. Correspondence,
Correspondence.
yes. And I must tell you, I thought it was going to work for me. Just the day when the school started, the day one,
Mm.
day two, I decided, no, I'm going back to school because I realized this is not going to work for me. I
It's
thank
not for
God
everyone, yes.
that I decided to go back to school. And and then I think it was in grade 8 if I'm correct, yes.
Yeah.
And then I just went back to school, and today I'm thankful that I made that decision.
Mm.
But I already felt like what it's like, you feel less valued, you feel your friends, because although you might leave school,
Mm.
but you have friends that are moving forward.
Yeah.
So that very same group that you started with, some of them end up becoming CEOs, doctors,
Mm.
whatever, and they will see you somewhere along the road. And they will
Yeah.
still be the same with you. Hi, it's nice to see you again. But then you feel sort of, why didn't I use that opportunity? So my encouragement, if you were a parent and you were there, don't let your children repeat the same mistakes.
Mm.
Get your child to finish school and let them go and study no matter what.
Okay, may I ask, like, did you guys have things like gangsterism as it is now?
We had gangsterism, yes, but the difference with that times of gangsterism, people used knives and pangas and not guns.
Okay. Because what you say, what is happening, many of our homes, the people are so afraid. There is the majority of our people and the kids as well, like hulle weet nie meer of wat die moeite werd is om skool aan te gaan nie. So a lot of kids they drop out. And then you get those that drop out for no reason because now they sit in a predicament where they make choices that is not of value towards themselves, but it pushes them to a direction where they cut off the resources that is meant for them but in an educational line, okay? And then we get people that is just randomly at home because they just feel like they want to be at home.
Yeah.
And you get people that are very lazy.
Yeah.
Ek weet nie hoekom ons mense baie lazy is nie, but our people are lazy. And they have this type of stereotype also against themselves even when it comes to funding and NSFAS and no, this is just for that type of people and it's not meant for us. So they end up having this give up type of mentality
Yeah.
and attitude because it's not meant for us. Hulle kan maar oorvat soos wat hulle wil.
Yeah.
But as doctor has said, you have faced challenges and I can totally say those challenges is the very same challenges that our kids are going through. But it is not meant for you to break you, man. It's
Yeah.
meant to stir you in the direction where focus is needed for you to complete
Yes.
your schooling.
Yeah.
So, for in my opinion, like where do you think like our kids are getting this lack of ambition
Yeah.
from?
You know what? I work for a university, so I'm fortunate to also engage youth as well, and I've engaged some youth in some of our communities as well. And I can only share with what some of those shared with me. Peer pressure is a big issue.
Yes.
Because if you see the one friend, it's better to do. They might feel it's better. Or let me put it this way: it's easier to do something when it's in a group setting. In other words, if my 2 or 3 friends stay at home, it's easier for me for them to fit in the rest of the group that want to stay at home. If some join gangsterism, it's easier for the rest because it's a group setting. But it's very difficult to stand out and say, okay, guys, all of you are going to go study. I'm going to sit at home and I'm going to do nothing, or I'm going to join gangsterism, or I'm going to start using substances because you're alone. But the moment you're in a peer setting, and the peer pressure becomes a lot. But at the same time, peer pressure can also be turned into a positive thing. In other words,
Yes.
where the kids can say, look, let us I mean, what stop our kids from starting a little study group? We have our libraries in our communities. Start a little study group and start with a positive peer pressure. Positive peer pressure is good because now we're going to encourage each other
Yes.
to achieve something. And nothing stop all of them together to say, guys, let's go one day to pop in by a university and just find out what do they have. Our gates are open at the university. Nothing stops them from visiting the university one day and say during school holidays and say, we want to find out more. What does the universities offer? Yes, we have our open days in May every year. Or please look out for that as well. And you don't need to only come to an open day university when you are matric.
Yeah.
You can actually start visiting the universities on their open days here from grade 10 onwards, or when you need to still make decisions in terms of what studies you want to, what subjects you need to choose. You can already inquire. You can start visiting their open days. And I always encourage the parents as well, bring your kids to open day. Like fortunately, CPUT and UWC is opposite each other, so they open days on the same day.
Yes.
It costs you absolutely nothing. The only thing it will cost you is to get there.
Yeah.
But to walk around at these two different institutions, and there's other universities as well, and just see what is it that they're offering. I also want to go to the TVET colleges. There's a lot of our kids that haven't finished matric.
Yes.
The
Please speak
TVET
about that.
colleges is there for you as well. The TVET colleges is for those also that hasn't finished matric. And there's certain courses that you can do that's equivalent to matric as well. So that's why I want to tell our kids, there's so many TVET colleges. In Cape Town we have Northlink College, we have College of Cape Town, we have Boland College, and we have Falls Bay College.
Yes.
All over the place. So it's just a matter of the drive. Just try your best. Just do something. I always say, make a start.
Yeah.
And also remember your challenges that you encounter. Those that I encounter is no different from what you encountered.
Exactly.
It's really a matter of building you. It's building bricks. Challenges are building bricks. And if I had to share you my whole story, you will think, but why did Melanie never give up? There were so many opportunities to give up. So many opportunities. But I realized, look,
You
I
even
just
left school.
I left school, came back, I thought, no, this is not working for me. And even if you are, there's even adults that always wanted to study, but they never had the opportunity, they dropped out. There's opportunities for them as well. Approach the schools.
And that's the difference between the people that dropped out back then already. They
Yeah.
had circumstances that caused them to drop out.
Ja.
But today's kids, hulle drop sommer uit vir geen rede nie. Hulle het
Ja.
sommer nie lus vir skool nie.
Ja.
Of die drugs affect hulle mind and so
Yeah,
forth.
yeah.
But there is places that you can go and doors that are open for you guys to
Yeah.
actually go and find out
Yeah,
what is what and what is happening and where it is happening.
exactly.
And-
And they can actually find out that their schools, they can go to their libraries as well. The opportunities is out there. And even just online, you don't even physically have to go to places anymore. You can literally online and say, okay, what is it? And I know sometimes, and the other thing that I want to touch on is our kids, when you at high school, I know mathematics is something that everybody's afraid of. I don't know why. But it's so with mathematics, the most important thing with maths is you need to get your basics right. Get your basics right at primary school level already. When they start talking about decimals and factors and all that, get it right from the start, because when you get it wrong, you're gonna get it wrong all the way. So, and also there's opportunities for where they can, even at universities, there's opportunities for school kids to attend classes on weekends
Yes, tutoring.
to improve their marks as well.
I'm going to have to go to a music break. So we are speaking to Dr. Swanson, a Elsies River resident, or was, She matriculated at Elsis River High, and we're speaking about ambition and the opportunities that are out there for you as a youth. Because yes, we can combat the high dropout rates, the unemployment rates, and all of that. And that is why Inspire Elsis Radio is here for you guys to actually see that there is other people that went through challenges, but they made that bold choice to overcome it through education. And today we can gladly say that one of Elsie's own is a doctor. So after the music break, we will be speaking again to Dr. Swanson. Thank you for tuning in. Doesn't matter where you tuning in from, I just want to thank you because we have some valuable things that we are speaking about, and we want to like help the youth out there that is maybe finding themselves in a position where they don't have a plan for the year, because we know that when it comes to January, dan moet jy 'n besluit maak what you're going to do with your life for the rest of the year. So if you have any contribution to the show in terms of a WhatsApp message or voice note, you may do so on our WhatsApp number, that is 068 102 4094. That is 068 102 4094. So I am speaking to Dr. Swanson. She also was matriculant at Elsis River High, and she had a lot of obstacles, but she overcame them. She even dropped out of school, but she went back again. So it is quite motivating for me to listen to you in terms of how you climbed your ladder to becoming a doctor, or the doctor that you are today. And I think like to speak to someone that is from our neighborhood and that have actually made it even abroad is quite important, because we need to speak to people where other people can see like, no, there is people from our own place that also went through the stuff that we went through, and somehow they made it. So what is now stopping me from obtaining what I want to obtain in life? So even in my journey in terms of studying and opportunities, all I know, like my parents, they were both factory workers. My dad is still at the factory, and that was never something where I looked down on them for that. Because it was never a matter of we being rich or we being poor. That was it. It was not, we just had enough. Okay, so that actually motivated me to go study further, because ek het nie myself gesien in 'n factory nie, nor at a retail job. Not that I'm discriminating against them, but I just saw something better. Okay, so you must always have that thing where you want to elevate yourself from something. And then I went on, but what you must know is that although we knew certain information about studying and the opportunities, we didn't have like the real guidance, the person that was there to guide you into university, or you going for the career guidances and those type of things. So you were basically on your own. So if you had the mindset or the mind frame in order to help yourself in that context, then good for you, because then now you are pushing yourself towards something, and you don't really need somebody to help you with. But from what I know, we did not have that at our school, but we knew of the things. We knew of NSFAS as well, but there was nothing like real guidance to guide us into it. You were basically on your own. And so I went with friends, I went with my mother even, and so we applied, and eventually I got in. And that is just my story of how I went about, or the measures I took in terms of going forward with my studies and not stopping at matric and going to work, because I see the matriculants, they will choose to rather go work as what they would go study. And I want to change the narrative, especially on our colored people, where we know like our parents comes from a circumstance where they also were pushed to something that escaped them from their dream. So now they also are in that doctrine of, or that mindset of, now I'm also going to work. I'm not going to study further because even my liewe lekker uitlê because of money. Now some people have that mentality, and then you get people that are very reluctant in terms of really going for the opportunities. But you, doctor, you persevered through all of your obstacles, and you have obtained your doctorate in the UK. Am I correct?
That's correct.
So
yes.
can you please tell us about that?
Yes, I had the opportunity through the funded by the Department of Higher Education and Training. I had the opportunity to do my doctorate in business administration in higher education management. It was fully funded. It's also opportunities that came, and I grabbed the opportunity that came. I applied. That was successful. It was a 7-year journey from 2017, and also another journey where I felt like giving up. Around every corner I felt, no man, this is too much, working full time and studying as well.
Yeah.
But again, it was an opportunity for me to see the world. I had opportunity, first time that I went to UK, places that I saw on TV, on magazines, I saw it myself. So for me, in a way, that was also almost like a little extra for me to when I went there. And this wonderful opportunity to graduate at the Bath Abbey in UK, in Bath. This beautiful abbey is very well known as well, and now I can see celebrities getting married in the same building where I graduated. Now it's just unbelievable. But then again, you know, when I was on that side, the day when I graduated, as I was walking there, I felt so emotional, because I thought, you know what, I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing this for every woman out there, every young girl that maybe feel disadvantaged, that feels disempowered, that feel maybe feel like a failure. Maybe you had babies at a very young age and you feel there's nothing left for you anymore. I did it for those girls, and I want to be an encouragement for them. You know, pregnancy, unplanned pregnancy is not something that you planned. It happens, the baby is there. But I always say, if you are young and you are sexually active and you don't have unborn yet pregnancies, go and get your contraceptive. It's free. We do not encourage unprotected sex. I work for a university where we specifically talk about protective young people must protect themselves by using condoms. That is a conversation that we have, because we know whether we talk about it or not, they are going to have sex. So what we're saying is, make sure that you use a contraceptive, make sure that you use protection, and if you have a partner, a boyfriend or whatever, have that conversation early in the relationship already. What are we going to do when we're at that point where we're going to have sex? Are we going to want to have a baby or whatever? Guys, it's expensive to have a baby. Imagine you earn a small income. That income is going to have to go for that baby or part of it. And that baby is going to take part of your time. So rather, try to predict, see yourself with a baby, with a small income, how you're going to survive. You have this baby with you, your friends, everyone else is having some free time. You have this responsibility. Ask yourself, am I ready for that? If you feel I'm not ready, please use protection. And also, if you have a baby already, that should not stop you from growing and developing yourself. We spoke earlier about opportunities as well.
Yes.
And for the boys as well, guys, we know the pressure is there's a lot of pressure on you in the communities. All kinds of pressure, substance abuse, possibly joining a gang, everything that you can think of. Just ask yourself, where do I want to see myself in 40 years? Because you're not getting younger, you're getting older. So my encouragement is, use the opportunities that's there. Your schools have opportunities. If you're struggling with something, if there's things such as depression as well, which is another reality. There's some of our kids that are going to get their matric results. They're not going to be as joyful as the others that passed.
Yes.
But life, for those students that maybe got their results already, was going to get it and you didn't make it, don't feel like a failure. See this as opportunity, as a short setback, but let that push you to actually say, okay, next year I'm going to do the following. Don't feel you're not a failure. You are not a failure. Don't feel this is the end of the world. If some others rejoice, allow them to rejoice. They have reason to be happy. But don't let that push you back, more back. But rather say, okay, now I'm going to use it. Be sad, it's normal. We also don't want to suppress our emotions. Feel sad if you need to feel sad. Be disappointed, feel angry. But at some point say to yourself, you know what? It is what it is. It's either I'm going to go to a TVET college and go and see what's out there for me and do a course that is equivalent to matric, or I will improve my marks, approach the universities, ask them about those extra classes that they offer through their community engagement departments. See how you can improve. Have a plan, because once you have your plan,
Yes, very important.
then you will know, okay, everyone else can do what they want to, but I have my plan, and go out there and make your family proud. I would like to see our youth walking down our streets in Elsie's River in their graduation gowns with a caption that says, let us make education fashionable.
Yes. Another question that I wanted to ask you is like, do you think that the descendants, our generation now, are they psychologically suffering from things that happened in the past?
I would say probably more they sit with the result
Yeah.
of what happened in the past. Yeah, because we didn't ask to live where we live. We didn't ask for things to come our way. We didn't ask for the past, during apartheid days, for our parents and our grandparents to have been affected about what has happened in the past. We cannot change our past. Can we still blame our past about what has happened to us? To a certain extent, yes. But can the past determine where we are going? No, not at all. So we are not at the point, yes, this is my past. Maybe you were a young boy or girl that was sexually molested, whether by a family member, a friend, or a neighbor, or whatever, and you feel this is it for me. There's guys, there's ways and means there's people out there that will support you to go work through what you've gone through.
Yes.
There's places such as the Tutuzela Care Center for cases where somebody got raped, or whether it happened way in the past, but you need somebody to work through it with you. They are available. It's a Tutuzela Care Center. There's a Rape Crisis Center. There's Lifeline. There's so many organizations out there. All you need to do is just Google and say, okay, where do I find help for the following? You don't have to go and suffer at night. You don't have to say, I don't even feel like getting up tomorrow morning.
Can I just add on to that? I think at university as well, there is a thing called support services.
Yes.
So they can make use of those services in terms of their mental health or something that happened in the past that is maybe traumatic or something, in order for them to cope and to continue with their studies.
Now that's a benefit if you go to a university or a TVET college or any other college, whether it's private or public. They have a support system in place for youth. Like at our university, I work for the Peninsula University of Technology. We have, like other universities, we have a disability unit. We have a student counseling department. We have a campus health department. We have housing. We have sports, arts and culture. And we have student governance. So we have all that support systems in place. And again, just quickly touch on disability. I know sometimes we tend to forget we have members in our community that live with that have a specific disability, and in many times they will say not necessarily disability, but I'm differently abled.
Yes.
In other words, there's certain things that I physically cannot do, but I can do it differently. But I must tell you, at our university, we have such a lot of students with disability excelling academically. doing absolutely great.
Yeah, because their minds are not disabled.
Yeah.
It's just somewhere there is a
Yeah,
disability.
and also their support system. If somebody can't see well, they have technology to help the student to see well. If they can't hear, they have sign language interpreters. So everything is out there for our young people. So it's really just a matter of us just to take that step to reach out. And when you hear there's some activities in your community, something that I want to touch on as well
Okay.
for our youth is, guys, get involved in extramural activities. Whether it's drama, whether it is. I was so impressed with the council clubs. Because I'm sure there must have been a few rivals there, but they were all part of the clubs and they were just having fun. And for me, it was so good. And I could say on social media, look, this is my people.
Yeah.
These are our people. And how they just enjoy themselves. So get involved. Create drama groups, create music groups. Our colored people love our bands. You know, I watched the band from young guys from Bonteheuwel, a band there, and they went to go and entertain. The opportunities is there. You can perform in artscape theatre. So get involved in and you don't even have to wait for somebody to start it.
Yes,
Start there by
very
yourself.
important.
Like Michael Jackson said, look at the man in the mirror. Start with the man in the mirror. And the man in the mirror is you. Start with a friend. Start growing. You know, you have TikTok and all these things. Use this as a platform to get yourselves out there. Become creative. Then we also have our young people that have some creative ideas. Start your little businesses. And also, you know, if your family is struggling, they don't have to struggle. Start selling some small things. Mommy can make fat cookies and mince and sell it so that there's food on the table.
These days, our kids are hairdressers and nail technicians
Even nailed,
and alles dat.
and I love that, you know, and to just look for possible gaps there out there, economic gaps, and just grab that opportunity. Even vegetable gardens. If you have a little garden in your yard, start a little garden, just plant a rotten potato in there. You will see a whole potato tree with a whole bag full of potatoes. There's ways and means. We don't have to suffer of hunger. You can even if you just live off your vegetables, at least you have something to eat as well.
Yes. Yeah, so that is Dr. Swanson speaking about her journey in terms of how she also faced challenges and went about going through the measures of what you must go through in order to obtain her academic level of becoming a doctor. And can you tell me about your doctorate?
Okay, this doctorate.
This is my last question.
Okay.
So yeah.
This doctorate is specifically in business administration.
Okay.
So we specifically focused on managing higher education institutions, and that will include TVET colleges, universities, and so on. So this is the highest level of qualification at a university. So the course that I had to do a study on. I basically looked at the health-related inventions. So we have also a lot of inventors at universities and so on. So I looked at how does that invention start from an idea to a point where it is made available for use eventually.
Implemented.
For example, if somebody come up with an idea, what is it that contributed to the successes of that product to eventually be made available? And also, and like all the university, public institutions, they have research offices.
Okay.
So the main objective of the research offices is to make sure that we respond to societal needs with our research. So we identify a problem through our research. We do a research project. We study that. We get the results from that research project, and then we implement it. Now, many times you will either get from your research results, you will either get a product or a service. Now, the idea is that when you actually develop a product or a service, you actually have the answer to a problem. So what you do is you will then take that answer and you go and implement it to help. So, for example, if you take say for example, there's a certain device that somebody developed, and that device responds to a need in the community. That device, once they've done the studies and everything, and they approved it and they patented this product then go back into the community and serve as a help or support.
Okay.
So that is what. So my product looked at specifically the health-related inventions. What were the factors that contributed to those products being commercialized or eventually sold? Yes.
Okay, so my very last question again. Can you, for the last time, because you have been motivating and encouraging our youth out there and our listeners, can you give us like a short motivation where you uplift our listeners with regards to the importance of education and versus our circumstances that we go through?
Okay. All right. I'm going to speak from my own experience. And guys, if you're listening to me, I'm speaking really, really from the heart. I have a really, really soft spot for youth.
Yes.
I work with youth at university as well. We engage with them a lot. And for me, it's exceptionally heartbreaking to see our kids standing around on the streets. Some of them walking around in uniform, in groups. You never see them alone. And it seems like you guys don't have direction. You don't know where to start. But I am certain when you go to bed at night and you put your head down when you're alone, there's things that go through your mind. Maybe things such as, I'm a failure, or you feel you're not good enough. You look at your circumstances at home. You see your mom and dad. You maybe look down at them. They irritate you maybe. There's so much that's going through your mind. But you also might feel tomorrow morning when I wake up, nothing has changed. Things are still the same. To the girls out there, you might feel you end up maybe in a relationship or in such circumstances that you feel that's out of your control. You might feel like a failure as well. I know what it feels like because, I mean, a lot of us have been there. I would like to see you as our youth change the narrative. I would like you guys to start and change the history. Just change the course of history. Always remember you're not getting younger. It was like yesterday that I was 15, 14 years old. Today I am 57 years old. And my heart is really with you guys. And please, my prayer for you is my call, my cry out to you and your parents is do not give up. If people like myself and a lot of us could do it, if we could work through our challenges, through hardships, if we could do it, you can do it as well. Please don't give up and use every possible opportunity that you have to improve things for yourself. Have respect for your parents. I sometimes see on TikTok how kids talk to your parents. Guys, have respect for your parents. There's a saying that I love, and if you plant a seed, if you plant an apple seed, an apple tree will grow. If you plant an onion seed, an onion tree plant will grow. Whatever you plant, you will certainly harvest. If you plant goodness, goodness will come out with interest. If you save money, your money will grow in your bank account and they grow with interest. If you plant good things in life, you will pick the fruit of it. But if you plant negative things, unfortunately, it's a basic principle, even a biblical principle. We sow what we reap.
Yes.
Do not sow bad things. Sow goodness. Sow respect. show respect for your parents, mom and dad. Your parents worked very hard to get you where you are in life. It wasn't easy for them. They had to feed you. They had to take care of them.
Yes.
Respect your parents. Appreciate what they've done. They are giving their best. They're not happy seeing you to go to bed without food. No. Encouragement is just please reach out to every support system and please make a success of your lives, and whatever you do, do not drop out. Have respect for your teachers at school as well. We know how kids sometimes speak to their teachers. Have respect for them. If you don't want to go to school, do not disrupt everyone else. But make sure that the others that have the opportunity that want to study, that they make a success. But make a plan with your life, because it's not going to end well if you're not going to really do the best in your life.
Yeah, that was quite a mouthful, but thank you, Ms. Dr. Swanson, for taking time to come to us. It's been a great pleasure to have you here, and you've inspired me to actually share this with the others, because like you are the epitome of what must be in terms of, yes, we all face challenges, and there is a lot of things that wants to make you want to get out of school, but it is for you to persevere and have that strong motivation that you can do it and I will finish it.
Yes.
And also to continue on with your studies or your education, because education for me is quite important in terms of development and growth, and the many innovative and creative ideas that can come forth in terms of making or the realities of our communities different. So I salute you for surpassing your obstacles and actually enduring the academic drought, because there is an academic drought, but you persevered it all and you've become the doctor that you are today. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being this inspiration to us, that we can actually contact you to share your story. And I believe that our listeners out there, they have been touched by your words, because you've been encouraging us from the beginning up until now. So we will stay in contact and we will invite you back for more encouraging words, because as she said, like, she is very open to help the youth, and Inspire Radio is not just Inspire Artists Radio. We have a network as well where we work with youth as well, and other different people with different backgrounds. So thank you for coming, and yeah, it was great having you here.
It's a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me. It was really an absolute honor, and yes, I'm looking forward to future engagements as well. We're here to give back, and this is part of my way of giving back to our communities, because this is where I grew up.
Yes, always give back to where you come from, and never forget where you come from. That is most important, because it is those grounds that shapes you into what you can become today. So after the music break, I will continue with my show up until 5 o'clock. Thank you for being engaged, for tuning in. This is Inspire Artists Radio.